guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. Well, it's time for another one of my 12 weeks of Fall and Halloween 2020 projects. This is week number 5, and this is a Harvest Hellos Halloween basket, is what I'm calling it. And if you'd like to make it with me, you can find the dimensions for the basket and the supply list by clicking the blog post link in the video description below. You can pause the video, get all of your supplies together, and then come back and make the basket with me. Okay, you ready to get started? I know I am. If you have any questions about the basket while watching me make it, please comment below. I'll answer your questions as soon as I can. Okay, first off, I want to show you the main products I'm using. I'm using the Harvest Hello stamp set that's in the annual catalog, along with the Apple Builder punch that's in the catalog. The punch is to coordinate with the pumpkin that's in this. And I'm also using something from the August to December mini catalog. This is the Banner Year Bundle, and I wanted to make sure you saw this. I love that you can do different banners and different widths with the banners, and I love all these little images and the greetings. And I'll be using the little boo stamp on this one. Okay, first off, let's grab a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is a 5 by 2 inch piece. We're going to do some stamping. I'm going to grab the pumpkin stamp from the Harvest Hello stamp set and my Tuxedo Black Memento pad. Get that inked up really well. And I'm going to stamp this twice. So I'll stamp one right here and get inked up again and stamp up right there. Okay, now I'm going to make this, since this is Halloween, we got to make it be a jack-o'-lantern. So this is also in the Harvest Hello stamp set. And I'm going to put that face close to the middle like that. And we're only going to need to do the one because this is going to be the back of the pumpkin. Normally you don't see a face on the back of the pumpkin too, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now let's go ahead and do some coloring. All I'm going to color with are my pumpkin pie blends. And normally you see me do the dark before I do the light, and I got to playing around with this pumpkin. I'm going to start with the light this time. It just depends on the project and what colors you're using. And I thought this worked a lot better if I color it all in with my light paper pumpkin pie, not paper pumpkin, my pumpkin pie blend. The thing I love about the blends is how you don't get any streaks like you do from regular markers. That's one of the things I like. I also like that you can blend shades together. So I'll get both of these pumpkins completely colored in with my light pumpkin pie. Okay, there are little spots that I kept white, and that's okay. I thought it makes it look a little cooler that way, I think. And whenever you use the blends, make sure you use a light touch. If you do it too hard, you're going to start fraying that nice brush point. Okay, now I'm going to grab my dark paper pumpkin. I keep saying paper pumpkin, pumpkin pie. And I'm going to go here on the vein and make that a little darker, because when you see a pumpkin, there is a shadow there where the little crevices are in it. So I'm going to do that where all of these little lines are in the pumpkin. Okay, now that I've got the dark in there, you can see that it's a little too stark of a difference between the shades. So I'm going to go back only where those colors meet. I'm going to color over that with my light pumpkin pie. Almost said paper pumpkin again. I do have some paper pumpkin alternatives while we're talking about that, and I'll put a link to those up in the top corner. And I'll go ahead and put a link to that in my video description too. That way you can see some of my paper pumpkin. Since I'm talking about it all the time, I might as well tell you about that. I have to get going on last month's paper pumpkin. I haven't made any alternatives for that yet. So as you can see, I'm just going over where those two shades meet. I'm kind of leaving that middle section lighter, because that gives it kind of like a highlight. Now it looks like there's a little too much of a highlight, so I'm just going to kind of lightly go over it. So it's still lighter though. I still want it to be lighter. That looks pretty good. That's a neat thing I like about the blends. You just keep playing with it till it looks the way you want it. And I like that. That looks pretty good. So we're all done with the coloring. I'm going to grab my Apple Builder punch. I'll punch both of these out. And let's go ahead and get this over here. And oops, let me get that over a little bit more. There we go. It's hard to see it at an angle. There we go. So we've got our pumpkins ready, so we'll kind of put those to the side. I'm going to grab a scrap piece while I've got that punch out. Grab a scrap piece of my soft suede, and there's a little stem right here. There's also a leaf, but we're just going to do the stems this time. I'm going to put the edge of it right there where the stem's at. Punch that. I'm going to put that in my little dish so I don't lose it. And I think I might put my pumpkins in that dish too, because I tend to cover things up. If it's in my dish, I'll find them easier. There we go. We've got those ready to go when we're ready. Put my scraps in there. Okay, now we're going to make the basket itself. We'll grab a piece of basic black. This is a 4" by 4" piece. Then I'm going to grab my paper trimmer because we're going to do some scoring. So it is, like I said, 4 by 4. So the first set of sides, I want to score it at 1 inch. So I'm going to put it over here and do the 1 inch mark over here. You can do it over here if you like. I think it's a little easier. I am right-handed. If you're left-handed, you probably want to go the other direction. I've got it lined up with my 1. Make sure you use the scoring blade. I've got my dark cutting blade out of the way. Do that a few times. Turn it 90 degrees and do another 1 inch score line. Okay, now we want to do the other side. Now this time we're going to do 1.5, and this does go all the way to 1.5 over here. So I'll line it up with that 1.5 inch mark. 90 degrees. Actually, 180 degrees. I just realized what I was saying. There we go. So it's 1 inch and 1 inch, and then 1.5 and 1.5. We're all done with the scoring. I'm going to grab my paper snips, and hopefully you can see this in the video. There are 4 little square tabs right here. I'm going to cut right along that score line, but stop where that intersecting, the one that's going horizontal, crosses it. And do that here on the other side. Okay. Now, when you do tabs, you don't want them to be as thick as what your sides are. So I'm going to go in maybe about 1/4 inch, do a little angle, and make sure I end right where those 2 intersecting score lines meet. So I've got a little wedge that I've just taken out. There, you can probably see that better. We're going to do that with all 4 sides, the other side of this and the 2 sides of that tab. Okay, now we're going to start putting some things together. I'm going to grab my little pumpkin and grab my stem. Let's go ahead and grab both of them. I want to make sure that my stems are going the same direction. Now this is going to be facing this way because they're going to be opposite sides. So I'm going to turn this one over, grab this one. I want the fatter side to be on top. I'm going to grab a glue dot, and I'm going to put it on the front of my stem on this one, because it's going to go on my, and kind of squeeze it a little bit so you don't have any hanging over the sides. And then I'm going to stick it in the behind the front of my pumpkin, like so. Okay. Now with this one being upside down, I want it to go the same direction. This time though, I'm going to put it on the bottom because I'm putting on top of this. I just think it's easier to turn this so I can be seeing that I'm getting them pretty even. So then when I put them together, they're going the same direction. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put them on here. Now it's easier, I think, to do this while it's flat. So what I'm going to do, actually, we want to do some burnishing first. I almost forgot that. You always want to do this when you're making baskets or boxes. You want to fold all of your score lines and use a bone folder. You get the creases nice, folded nicely. I've got these 2 here. This makes it go so much easier when you go to put it together. If you haven't done this, it's really hard to get it to fold again. Now we'll flatten it back out again. Now I want the pumpkins to be going this way. So I'm going to grab my Fast Fuse. This, not Fast Fuse, this is Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm getting all my names mixed up today. Now I'm going to put this, I'm not going to go all the way to the top because it's a little taller than my basket. So I'm going to go about here, but I am going to go all the way across. I'm using my Stampin' Plus because I don't want this to fall off. It's going to have a nice, strong hold. And you want to line the bottom of your pumpkin with that bottom score line right there. and try to center it left and right, like so. There you go. So now he's on. Let's turn this over this way. Grab our other pumpkin and do the same thing. Don't go all the way to the top. You may not want to go all the way to the side either here on this top section. Because if you notice here, up here, it's a little bit wider, not by much. So if you go real close to the edge, that's fine. Oops, I started to do it backwards. You want to make sure you have it on top. So that way you line the score line with the bottom of the pumpkin. That looks pretty good. So now we've got those on. Now we're going to put this together. Now I'm going to pick the side I don't want, that I want to put the adhesive on is the side with the pumpkin face. So we'll turn this over on there. There we go. So now we've got it on those. You're going to fold these up. If you wanted to put adhesive on these, you could, but I didn't bother because there's really no reason to. Now I'm going to bring this up. This one is going to go down. The one with the adhesive is going to come over here. I'm going to line this up. Get them nice and straight. There we go. To make sure it's straight, you want this to look straight and this to look straight over here. Now we'll do the same thing here. There's my adhesive side, so I want this one to go down first. And then I'm going to put this one down, get it all lined up. Take my finger and get that. And now I've got the base of this done. But now we're going to make a little handle for it. Let's go ahead and get this to curl. If you do this just like you do with those ribbons that you curl, it breaks up the fibers and gives you a nice smooth curl on your basket. I'm going to take the Seal Plus again and put some on each end. I think I'm going to make it just a little bit wider, maybe not a full 2 strips so they kind of overlap. Then I'm going to put this right back here and squeeze it, kind of center that stem, turn it around, do the same thing on. Make sure you go far enough down that you don't have that adhesive sticking up over the top. And now the basket is done, but I wanted to put a little greeting on there. Okay, now we're going to make a little banner for it and we'll be all done. You need a piece that's 1/2 inch in width. You want it to be at least 2.5 inches long, and let me show you why. With this Banner's Pick-a-Punch, you need to make sure that this cardstock is still within this guide. If it's smaller than 2.5 inches long, it's going to go down in there and it's going to move around on you. The guide helps it stay straight. So I put that in, make sure it's good and straight, and punch it, and there you get your banner. Okay, now I'm going to stamp my boo and use, let me grab my craft mat here, or Stampin' Pierce mat. Get this inked up with my Tuxedo Black Memento. And I'm going to put that boo near my little banner there. Now this is way too long, but because it's so narrow, it's really easy to cut it straight with your scissors. Just one little cut and you're done. Okay, now I'm going to grab my silicone mat because I'm going to put just a little bit of my Seal Plus here on the end. Okay. And then I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to put it at an angle on my handle. And it's done. Isn't that neat? Now, I want to show you how to put the candies in because it will fit 5. I don't have the fall or the Halloween ones, but these will work. Just start putting them in. And when you get to that last one, you want to actually put it in, like move one over and put it in this way, because you've got those flaps that aren't attached and sometimes they get in the way. So just move that one over and put that last one in near the middle. And there you go. So you can get 5 little miniature Hershey candy bars inside these. Well, I hope you enjoyed this and had fun making it with me. If you want to stamp with me again, please subscribe to my channel below. Make sure to click the bell icon you see after subscribing and selecting the all too. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. If you do want to see more of my creations, you'll want to follow me on my blog, Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, and you can find the links to those below in the video description. Now, if you live in the United States and do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. I could mail these catalogs out to you, and if you do want these catalogs, please click my Contact Me link below in the description, and I'll get them mailed out to you. And I don't want you to miss out on earning a $50 shopping spree on me. You can find out how by clicking the Doily Rewards link below in the video description. Well, it's time to go. Please help support my channel by giving me a thumbs up or commenting below. I really do appreciate it. See you in the next video.